October the 31st. So happy Halloween to everyone, and I just thought I'd jump on to do a quick update. It's been 2 months since my last update, so I actually haven't got that much to show you because I've been really busy with work and other projects that have been going on, but I'll show you. I've got 5 FFOs to show you, but 3 of them are for Halloween, so I'll show those at the end with my Halloween stitching. So my first one is I think I showed this as a finish in my last video, but I FFO'd it this month, and it's the free design from Shepards Bush called You Be Well, and I just finished it into a hoop finish, and I didn't really think I would like a hoop finish, but I really do, and I've got 4 of them, so I think they're a lovely, quick, easy and clean finish to do. I just need to get some more ribbon for here, so I can just add a bow just to hide some of this, because these were got them from eBay, and they were a pack of 10 for like £7, and then more like a squoval, but it's fine. But yeah, I really like how this has turned out. You can see the big gaps at the top, and I'm not sure if you can see that it doesn't look like a circle at all, but yeah, I'm really pleased with how this one has turned out. And then the other one is a refinish, and I originally finished this as a pin cushion in a black base, and it always bothered me how it looked. It didn't look it looked really lumpy, so I just finished this into a hoop. Now this is a hoop that costs a lot more money in comparison to these, so it is very circular, which is what I like. And this is Queen Bee by Heartstring Samplery, and I love how this one has turned out, and I just added some twine as the bow. Not that you have to have a bow, but the first one I finished had a bow, and I really liked it, so that's what I've just done for all of them. So I really like how that one has turned out, and I don't look at it now and think and I was a bit precarious taking it apart, but it came apart fine, and I was able to finish it like that. So now my whips that I've worked on. My last video was I think the 30th of August. Not that that has any bearing on anything, but I started something new, and this is Great and Small sampler, and it's from Antique Needlework Quarterly. Antique Sampler and Needlework. Sampler and Antique Needlework Quarterly, and it's from volume 17. And I love bees anyway, as I'm sure some of you know, and I just thought I'd like to do a design from I bought the CD, and I've had it for ages and not really gone through it properly, so I just was starting to make an effort to go through them and print off designs that I really liked. So yeah, I love this one. It's only tiny, and I just made a small start on that one, and just using any old threads that I've got. I think I'm using Victorian Motto, and I'm doing it on 28 count amber by Permin, I think. I'm just wanting to use up random bits of fabric that I've got, so when I say random bits, I've got quite a bit that I do want to use up. So yeah, I like that start. Then I worked a little bit on There Dwells My Heart by Shepards Bush. I started this for Michelle, the Striped Rose, her July 4th sale, a Stitch Anything with a Flag on it. So I had this one in my stash already, so I couldn't even tell you what I've actually done on this, because I feel like it was that long ago, but you know, a little bit of progress is still progress. So there's that one. Then Sampler September was all geared up, and I was either going to start Jane Fiddis or the other one that I bought that I can't remember the name of. Anyway, I can't remember, but I started Jane Fiddis. I didn't do very much at all. I think I was 2 days in, then work got really busy, and then I didn't have much time for stitching, so that's all I managed to get done. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing. This is on a piece of 36 count linen that I dyed myself. Yeah, I think it's just camel Rick dye. I only own 2, which is camel and pearl grey. So yeah, I didn't really, and then I just sort of lost the momentum for Halloween, for Sampler September, and I started a Halloween design, which is I managed to FFO, and it's called The Boys Are Back in Town by Just Another Button Company, and this is one where you buy the buttons as a pack and you get the chart for free. And I have loved this ever since I saw Marlene Stitching by the Lake finish it, and it was just one of my favourite things. And I got my kit from, not kit, chart pack from Chris at the Nimble Thimble, and she's actually got a model stitched up. So yeah, I loved this, and I've been wanting to stitch it for ages, and I managed to FFO it. And this is done on a piece of 30 count Weeks, but I could not tell you what the colour is. But I love this, and this is a charity shop frame that I've had for quite a while, and I just painted it black, and I think it fits in relatively perfectly. I've only taped it in, so I can swap out this design if I wanted to. It's stuck on some board, so I could just easily swap out the design. But I love how every part of this has turned out, especially the mummy, and it just really makes me smile. I've used all the called for threads except for this this here. It's the right thing used, which was Krynic ribbon, I think, but it should have been in a different colour. But I had this in my Stashma kit that I unkitted, and I think it was something like it was a Dimensions kit or Gold Collection, and it was the Edwardian lady with the great big hat, and it's got all bows, ribbon bows on it, ribbon flowers, and I was never going to stitch it, so I just took it all apart for the floss and the silk ribbons, and I used that for the spider's web, and I think it looks pretty good. I'm not sure if you can tell from the original, it's more of a gunmetal colour for the spider's web, but yeah, I love how this has turned out, so I'm really pleased with that one. And then an FFO that I did, I stitched this ages ago, and this is Full Moon by The Drawn Thread, and I finished it into a hoop finish, and I love how this one has turned out as well. I was originally going to try and finish this into a cloche, and I think, I'm not sure, it was Vanna who had finished this design into a cloche and put some tiny little pins in it, and it looked absolutely fabulous, and that's why I bought the pattern. But I have got a cloche, but it's in the loft, and I didn't bother to get it out to see if it would fit, and I just finished it as a hoop design, and I added some cardboard scrapbook paper to the back. Yeah, and I actually absolutely love these little hoop finishes, so you might get a bit bored of them by the end of this video, because there's another one which I've just got to get, just realised it's still hanging up. So this is my last one, which is a Brenda Gervais holiday hoopla, Halloween hoopla is it, I think. And this was the first one I did, my very first hoop finish, and I again love how this has turned out. The broom is supposed to stick off the end. I think Brenda calls for a 3-inch hoop, but they're quite hard to get hold of here in the UK, it seems. So this is just a 4-inch hoop, and I think it works quite well. So, and then I used some more scrapbook paper for the back. Yeah, and I think it looks pretty good, even if I do say so myself. So that's that. And then the other FFO was for an exchange for my friend Christina whilst Iris naps, and well, we do birthdays, Christmas, Halloween, we do an exchange, and this year's was we had to stitch a freebie, and I stitched Potted Jacks, and I think it might be called Potted Jacks and Crows by Primitive Betty, and I'll insert a picture here of my finish. And I'm having to use Christina's picture that she took because I forgot to take my own after it was all wrapped up, and I just thought, oh, I'll get her to send me one. So that was my finish. And then what Christina did for me, this is the card that she sent me with the little googly eyes, and then I got my little cloche, which is just lovely. And this is a design from the Stitcher Hood, I think, and it's only part of a design, but I'll add it in the description box below. She has told me, but I can't remember. And then she added the little pins from Just Another Button Company. So, and I love it. It's wrapped very carefully. So yeah, and I love that. And that's on my little Halloween display, which is very tiny. I'll show you what else I've got in the way of Halloween finishes. No. I'll show you what else I've got in the way of Halloween finishes. I would like to get more done, and in fact I've just got these in a tiny little, I need to get a proper basket. This is a tiny Clinique tray that had lipsticks in it. So this is Wicked by the Primitive Needle, and this is a freebie. And then this one is, I can't remember the name of the pattern or the designer right now. Primitive Gatherings maybe, I can't remember. I love this, and I love the fabric that I used for the back. And then my other one is the Halloween exchange that I got from Christina last year, which is a little tiny Prairie Schooler finish. So I would like to add more to that. Ooh. And then the only other one I've got is one of my favourite FFOs, which is Halloween Row by Bent Creek, with all the buttons. And this is one of my favourites. I love how this is finished and framed. But that's it, that's all I've got for Halloween, except for now I've got 2 hoop finishes, which I'm pleased with. And then other Halloween stitching that I've done in October. Again, I've been really busy with work and other things that I've not had a lot of time for stitching. So this was a new start, and this is a little bit of Halloween by the Drawn Thread. So I've seen quite a few people, when I say quite a few, it might have been 3, stitch this. So I'm doing this one. and this is where I have not done a lot. I've managed to get Halloween done, and I'm doing this on a piece of 36 count hand dyed fabric that I've done myself. I'm not sure if you can tell the mottling on it, but I love how it came out. And I am actually doing this 3/2, 1/3, because I've got a square frame that I painted black that it should just fit into. It would have been too much border for it to fit in the frame nicely, I think. So I've done it over 3 and hoping that's not going to be a mistake, but if not, a square frame is easy to get. But yeah, I'm using the called for silks because I bought it as a kit from Chris at the Nimble Thimble. And then finally, and this was a sweeping statement I made on Instagram, that if I do one motif a day, I would be able to finish it by, I think it was the 22nd of October. But that was like a nail in the coffin. It was not going to get done. But I did have a fair go. So that's the pattern, and this is how much I managed to get done. So I had quite a bit done anyway. I'd got practically all of the bottom done except for the most furthest motif. So I did this. I think I definitely underestimated how much these would take to stitch. So I did up this giant one here, this one, the witch's hat, the motifs above the witch's hat, and then I worked down here and I did this one and the ghost and the trick or treat, and I actually put my name on it and the year, but I'm not going to take the year out because this really has been a trick year, I think. So yeah, and I still love this, and I love the fabric. I think it looks amazing on the fabric, and it is fun to work on. And hope, no, I'm not going to say anything as to when I'm going to finish it, because these things never happen. So that is everything I have worked on. It's been quite a slow couple of months for stitching for me, but it is what it is. It's a busy time of year at work and just other things, life in general. I've got a few purchases, and I do actually mean a few, and one Stitchy Kindness, which was, I bought that Little Bits of Halloween by the Drawn Thread and started that. But then also I have actually bought Halloween Quilt Sampler by Rosewood Manor, and I've loved this ever since I saw Luda from Cross Stitching with Luda do it. And I've got all the called for threads, and I've got a piece of because I wanted to use up the fabric that I've got, and I've got a piece of 40 count. It's called Texas Pecan and Red Onion by R&R, and this was a piece that I bought off eBay. It was like a job lot, and I'm not sure if that's the proper name for it or not, but that was the name that was on the fabric. So that should be quite nice. Hopefully 40 count isn't too small, because it's called for on 28 count, I think. 30 count, sorry. Sure, by Weeks Dye Works. But I'm hoping that the black work won't be too, or the back stitching won't be too small on 40 count. But I'll give it a try and see if I like it. But the colours are a lot more vibrant in real life than what I think they show up on this on the picture. So another one that I bought was actually a Rebuy, because I got rid of it ages ago, and it was one I started. I'd just gone off it, and then seeing everybody stitching on Instagram, I just thought, why did I get rid of that? I love that chart, which is Garden of Erie by Plum Street Sampler. And I had made a small start. I'd done Frankenstein and his bride and the weird dog thing and the flower, and I'd started on the tree in the middle, but I didn't really like it, so I'm just going to start again on that one. But I'm glad I rebought it. And then the other one, this was actually a Stitch of Kindness from Gem. Gem Stitch, and this is Liz Matthews' First Day of Christmas. First Day of Christmas sampler tree, and Gemma's actually stitched this one, which she ended up having 2 of these patterns, so passed the other one along to me, and she's doing this, and it looks amazing. But I really love this, but I'd quite like to do it on this colour fabric and frame it that way. But yeah, hers looks fab. So, and that is it for my purchases. It's very disappointing, I know, but what can you do? There you go. I'm trying new hair. I don't know whether it's working for me. I'm trying to do beach waves with a GHD. I've never been able to do them before, so this is only like the 2nd time that I've managed to do them. But I've not been to the hairdresser since last year, so it's whatever goes. I'll take the scissors to it myself and colour it all myself and whatever. So yeah, that is it from me. Oh no, it's not. I forgot that I went to my L&S to pick up some framing, and this is it's a bit ridiculous now for the time of year, but this is Springer Sprung by Plum Street Samplers, and I picked this up about 2 weeks ago, and I love how it has turned out. See, I did this using some leftover silk threads that I'd got, and just some random skeins, just trying to match up the colour as best I could from the picture. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how that one has turned out, and I'm so glad that I chose to have it framed. Yeah, so that's it from me, and I will see you soon, I hope. Take care, everybody. Bye.